So the next thing we're going to talk about is something I'm super excited about, and that's the LeBron 4 football cleats. You guys might have seen if you guys follow me on Instagram, which you totally should. Caleb Williams was the first one, USC quarterback, to get LeBron 4 cleats. So we've seen a lot of basketball shoes kind of come to the gridiron, mostly Jordans. We've seen LeBron do a couple in the past, like the LeBron Soldiers. But the LeBron 4s, here it is. Caleb Williams wore these in all black with the white laces, which was a really clean swap. And they looked really nice. They're cool. I'm curious to know how they perform. But the cleats themselves are really cool. I love seeing these basketball silhouettes make their way to the gridiron. I think it's a good looking cleat. And not only did Caleb Williams wear them, we also saw a week or two after the entire Ohio State team got them as well. So of course, LeBron, he didn't go to college, but he has this weird love for Ohio State, probably because he's from Ohio. Now that I think about it, that makes a lot of sense. But he got the whole team some LeBron 4 cleats, and they're kind of based off the graffiti LeBron 4, if you guys are familiar with that. But instead of like graffiti, it says Buckeyes in there. It's kind of tough to see with these smaller photos, but the details are really cool, and they looked really nice on the field. And so I have a little bit of an inside scoop about these, is that soon we're going to start to see NFL players get these. So in the past, we've seen, some of the premier elite Nike guys get like these exclusive cleats. Last year, we saw a lot of guys get the foam posit cleats. If you guys remember that, maybe it was a year before. I don't know. We saw that, and it was really cool. Oh, no, we saw the dunks last year. The dunks are what came, and they distributed to all their athletes first, and then they later dropped them to the public. And I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. They're going to do the same things with these. So the NFL guys are going to start to get them. So keep your eyes out for the next month or two, and then they're going to drop to the public, probably after football season, because that's when Nike likes to drop their cool stuff, is like after you're not playing. But LeBron 4 football cleats are dropping to the public. So open up your wallet, because you're going to buy them because they're cool. So I'm very excited about that. What's up?
Those will be very expensive for me to pay the exchange and get across the border. But like my brother's favorite shoes growing up were these LeBron 4s that he had.
Really?
And he had them in a case for years. And finally one day we were playing basketball and he just decided like my brother was a sneakerhead. So he had a ton of shoes.
Oh, okay.
And so he was like, today for basketball, like I'm going to break out the LeBron 4s. And they sucked.
Really?
Like to play basketball in, honestly, they were heavy and the grip was not great at that point, whether it was the grip itself or the fact that they were 20 years old and sat in a case forever, who knows? But like, man, he switched out of those so fast. But because of that, I'm very familiar and very nostalgic about the LeBron 4, just because those were my brother's favorite shoes that he always wore. And he had a couple pairs.
I honestly didn't know anybody really loved the LeBron 4 like that, but it's probably before my time. For me, the nostalgic LeBrons are the 9, 10, and 11. Like the 10 is my favorite ever. Like I want to pay right now, like every colorway. But yeah, that's cool. I never really thought about people actually liking the LeBron 4, but I guess somebody does.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get a couple messages, people asking me like, these aren't like a good basketball shoe, because like you just mentioned, they're really stiff, they're really heavy, they don't have good flex points. So how is that going to translate to a football cleat? Is it still going to be that way, or did they kind of do what they did with like the dunks and like shave it a little bit, make it a little bit lighter? And the foams are a good example because it's probably a similar material on the outside. But I'm curious to see how they perform. Hopefully I can get my hands on a pair and we can give you guys a full in-depth review. You guys like those. But yeah, really curious about these LeBron 4s. We'll see what happens.